Hi, my name is Chang Hoi Sheng, and my matrix number is 297670. Right now, I'll be presenting for Worker Task Management System Phase 3, which is the project. So, first of all, there's a 6 new file and 2 improved edited file in the project. So, first is the get submission PHP, edit submission PHP, get profile PHP, submission history screen that file, and edit submission that file, update profile that file. Those are the new file, and also the edited file, which are update profile PHP and profile page done. So first of all, let's start with get submission.php. So first, for the PHP file, it will include the dbconnect.php for the database connection, and then it will check for the request method if it is post, and then if it is post, it will retrieve the worker ID from post request, and for the SQL, it will define the SQL query will get all the submission by the worker and join with the table works table to get the task title, and then it will prepare the SQL statement to prevent SQL injection, bind the worker ID as integer, and execute the query. And then it will also fetch the result. And for the while loop, it will look through each row and store it in the submission array. And for this part of the code, echo JSON encode success is to return submission as JSON with a success status. And then we will also close the statement and the database connection outside here. And or else, if it's not non-post request, it will be handled here with a failure message. So the next one is edit submission. So again, connect to the include the db connect file to connect to the database, and then check the request method if it is post, and then it will retrieve the submission ID and updated submission text from the post request, and then it will also prepare the SQL statement to update the submission text and bind the parameter to string and integer, string for updated text and integer for submission ID. And then this part will execute this if else will execute the update query and return JSON response based on the result. And it will also close the prepare statement here at the STMT close and connection close. Or else again to handle the invalid request method that are non-post. So next is the get profile.php. Again, include database connection file and check if the request method is post and get the worker ID from the post request. And then it will prepare a SQL statement to select profile data to the given worker and bind the worker ID as an integer, execute the SQL query, get the result of the query. So if a matching worker profile is found, it will return the response success. And if no profile is found, it will return a failure message. And STMT close, it will close the prepare statement, or else it will handle requests that are not posted here and catch any exception and return an error message. And then here on close to close the database connection. So the last one is update profile.php. Again, include the db connect to connect to database, and then check request method for post, and then retrieve post data from the client from the database, and then it will retrieve worker ID, full name, email, phone, address, and image. So the image here is by using the base 64 encoded image for profile picture. And for the if else, if an image is provided, it will update it along with other details, and then here it will prepare SQL statement to update profile with image and bind the parameter to the SQL statement. So there's the SSSSSI here, the bind parameter. S is string and I is integer. And then or else it will prepare SQL statement to update profile without changing the image. So here it will, for this other if else, it will execute the statement and return success failure message if the update was successful, or else it will update failure due to SQL error. And then it will close the statement to free up resources, or else the request was not and here this else is to deal with the requests that are not post. And then it also catch any exception and then close the database connection. So moving to the first screen, the first dart file. So first of all, this is the submission history screen. So here in the initialized state, it will load the submission data on screen load, and then it will also load the submission history from the server by using the void load submission. If the worker ID is empty, it will set state loading false. And then here in the try, it will link to the get submission to get the any submission from the worker that are already done, the work that are already completed. And then if successful, it will say success, JSON, and submission error for false. And then it will handle bottom navigation. This one is for the bottom navigation bar. So where I use switch case. The case 0 is the main screen with the widget, and task list page, submission history screen, profile page. This one I'll show it in the UI later. And then navigator push replacement, method replacement builder. Like when you click on it, it will go to that page. So here in the widget build is for prepare profile image for drawer header. So there's also drawer in this. So this is for try catch to catch the if there's profile picture, and then it will set the profile picture. And then here is the app bar, the design of the app bar, and drawer navigation with profile and links to page. So here is the drawer. So it's double infinity, and then there's three drawer items there, which are home, task, or there's four, technically five. So there's like home, task, submission history, profile, and then right below there's logout, the logout button. So basically it's like a drawer. I'll also show it in the UI later. And before that, it also show the profile image and the username up above in the drawer. So here's the logout confirmation dialog. Like, are you sure you wanna log out? And then here is to display the loading or empty message or submission list here. So if there's no submission, it will show no submission found. And then these are all the design. And then this is to get the title. And then for the submitted submission, and then here is to tap to edit the submission. So there's a button on tap to edit the submission. And then for the if value true load submission is that the information will be reloaded right after you confirm the edit. And then here is the bottom navigation bar. So for the home, task, history, and profile, and the drawer item builder helper, which has the leading, title, and on tab. So next is the edit submission dart. So here again at the initialize stage, your controller text editing controller submission text to prefill with the current text, and then it will also confirm the dialog before updating the submission. This is to confirm the update, like do you want to submit do you want to submit the submission and make the changes. And then this is for the error, so to say that if the submission text is empty, it will say that submission text cannot be empty. And here is the are you sure you want to save, yes or cancel. And then here void update submission, here is to send update request to the server and handle responses and show a loading dialog while submitting. So it will show a like circular loading for about 1 second. I set it as 1 second, so to show that it is processing, and then it will load the data. And then here is the try, and then await future delay is to simulate the delay. Yeah, it's what I said earlier. And then for navigation context, to close the loading dialog, and then to return success to the previous screen. Here navigation pops context true. And then for the catch is to handle and display any potential error. So here this is the design of the app bar and the design of the form UI, submission title display, and editable text field to edit the submission text, and then also the save button. So next is profile page. So in the initialize state is to fetch the updated profile, which is to load the latest user profile from the backend, from the information from database. And then here on item tab is to handle the bottom navigation tab, and also to navigate to corresponding page based on selected index. So this is for the bottom navigation bar. And also for future void fetch updated file is to fetch the latest user profile data from server. So use the get profile.php to retrieve full name, email, phone address, image, and then show the message if failed to load profile, and then determine which profile to show for the widget build context here, and then it will show the profile image, and also the base64 decode user image, and also all the other information. And these are all the design, and this is the driver menu for the sidebar, and also logout confirmation dialog again. And then this body part is to display the profile detail for the worker ID, email, phone number, and address, and the button to navigate to profile update screen, and also fetch update profile to refresh after update. And also there's a bottom navigation bar, same as the other screen, which I have home, task, history, profile, and also reusable drawer item here, and also helper to build a display row for profile field. So last Dart file is the update profile.dart. So first of all is to initialize controller with current user data for the name, email, phone, and address, and then we'll show confirmation dialog before updating profile. This for when we are submitting, if we wanna like confirm our update for to the database for our data. And then the send updated profile data and image available to backend by base64 image. And then here is to update the local user object, and then here is to show brief loading indicator, just like the 1 second loading thing that I said earlier. And also if navigator pop context to close loading dialog, and then to return to profile page. And these are all like if else, and then cache error is mostly the cache error. And then build a style form input with optional validation. So this is all the style form input field for the page. And then here are all the conditional checking. And then here what the image is to handle image selection from gallery, either web or mobile. And then here is all the UI layout, like app bar, profile picture, image picker, form field, and save button. Alright, so right now I'll be running the app, and while we are waiting for the app to launch, I'll also show the database. So for database, there's three tables, which are workers, and table workers, and table submission. So for table work is to store the dummy data of work that are assigned to specific worker ID. And then table submission is like when the table work status is pending, it's changed to completed, which means like when in the app we completed the task, it will change to completed. So the data will be stored here for the table submission. And then for worker, it's to store the full name, email, password, phone, and address. So previously there's no the image is hard coded, but right now I've changed it to using image decode 64 to store the image. So right now let's go back to the app. So here now the app has launched. So before this, it's mostly just updating the UI to make it look slightly better. So this is no longer hard coded too. Alright, so first of all, when you log in, you'll see this page. This is the main screen, and down here you can see the bottom navigation bar, which are home, task, history, and profile. And then for the drawer, there is also the profile picture, the username, and then home, task, and then to submission history, and go back here to profile. So as you can see, everything works perfectly. So this is the logout button. So the logout button for the drawer is right here, which is the red logout button. When you want to log out, you ask for confirmation for logout. Are you sure you want to log out? If you cancel, didn't log out. If you click yes, you'll get logged out. So right now it's for the task. So right now, because the submission history is no submission yet, so it says no submission file. So to have it, so let's say completed, and then click submit. It will ask for confirm submission if you want to confirm to submit this task. And before that, let's test the error handling. So like if there's nothing here, it will say submission text cannot be empty. So let's say this is completed and you click submit and click yes, it will show the loading and then it will be grayed out and the icon will be changed with a tick mark to show that the task is done and you can no longer click it, and the status of the task will be changed to from pending to completed. So let's say this one is also done. Alright, so this is also done. So you can see both are completed. And now if you go to submission history page, you will see both. So it will show the submitted time. And then if you click on it, you will go to the edit submission page and ask you if you want to edit the submission. So let's test the error handling. And it will say again, submission text cannot be empty. So let's say change it to this and save, and it will ask for confirm update. And then if you click yes, it will save, it will load, and then here it will save, and from here you can see from the table submission that it was changed to the thing is updated, and you can see that in here it's also updated immediately too. So that is for the submission history part. And then right now for the profile part, this is the profile page. It will show, this is the UI, and it will show the worker ID, email, phone, and address. And then when you edit profile, if you can't change the username, but you can change the email, phone, and address, and also the profile picture. So let's say I want to change profile picture to this, and then I save it. The profile picture will change, and then if I log out and log in again, yeah, it's still the profile picture. So the profile picture is stored with 64 image decode in the database. And then right now, if I test all the other field, say the email is empty, and then if the phone address is empty and address is all empty, it will show the required field to ask you have to fill it, or else you cannot save the changes. Let's say 123 123 let's say name. So again, if you save it, it will show loading, and then it will profile updated successfully, and it will update everything here in real time. And then now you can see that the phone and the address have already been updated. So that is all for this. So right now I'll be showing for the other account to show that it works for the other account too. So here for the password, I made it all the same, so it's easier to log in and log out. I don't have to repeat the step. So right here you can change to whatever. Alright, so let's just say here in the table submission it shows completed, and if I save it, you will change to, you can change to anything. See it update live, and then right, this is all for it. And then again you can change profile picture, yada yada. Sorry, yeah, save it. Right, so now proceeding to the next account. Alright, as you can see, I've duplicated, so it shows that like some tasks can be, there can be more than two tasks, and then when there's more than two tasks, it will automatically create a card to put it down here, and it should be scrolling infinity to below. But basically it's just to show that it works. So I just copy and paste the same data technically, so just ignore that. All right, so here is, say you change it, and then you can also observe that the status are all completed for the tasks that are completed. And then here again, everything is like updated. And moving on to the next account. This is to edit it, so change it like in real time here. And then again, of course, you can change the profile picture to whatever you want, and also the email, phone number, address, of course. So moving to the last account, since there's only dummy data for 5 accounts. So let's say prepare report. So report is completed. I added today and confirm the update. We update it here, and again, it's for the profile picture. You can change to anything, and then all of it will be stored here. All right, so that is all for my presentation. Thank you for watching.